Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're talking about a huge shift in how we think about construction. What if we stopped building our homes and started manufacturing them? We're going to leave the messy, unpredictable construction site behind and step onto the clean, precise factory floor. Let's get into it. I mean, this is a question that probably hits home for a lot of us, right? You've heard the horror stories, or maybe you've even lived them. Projects that just drag on forever, budgets that completely blow up, and that constant feeling of uncertainty. It's a super common frustration. And today, we're going to unpack exactly why that happens and talk about a really powerful solution. Okay, so let's just put it side by side. On the left, you've got the traditional way, the construction site. It's the process just loaded with risks we've kind of come to accept as normal. Unpredictable schedules, quality that can be all over the place depending on the crew that day, and everything's just sitting out in the rain and sun. But on the right, well, that's a whole different ballgame. Building inside a factory brings the precision and control of modern manufacturing to the table. This isn't just a small change, it's the difference between uncertainty and predictability. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into those traditional challenges, because it's not just about a few rainy days here and there. We're talking about a whole cascade of hidden risks that are just baked into the process of building things out in the open. You've got to see how these on-site risks create this crazy domino effect. A week of rain doesn't just push the schedule back. It means those financing costs, the interest you're paying on the construction loan, just keep ticking up while nothing's getting done. Then when you're behind schedule, people rush, mistakes happen, and that means expensive rework. And all the while, you've got thousands of dollars of materials just sitting on an open site, tempting thieves or getting ruined by the weather. It's a chain reaction where every single problem just makes the others worse. And that brings us to the core solution here, taking the entire construction process indoors. Now, this isn't just some small tweak. This is a fundamental change in thinking. It's about moving from a chaotic, muddy construction site to a streamlined, modern production line. This analogy really just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. You would never, ever try to build a complex, high-performance car out in your driveway with parts scattered everywhere, exposed to the rain. Of course not. You'd use a precision assembly line. So why on earth are we still building our most important, most expensive assets, our homes and buildings, out in the mud? And the results of making that shift? They're absolutely dramatic. By moving construction into a factory, you can wipe out over 90% of the variability and rework, the mistakes, the things that don't quite fit, that just plague on-site projects. You get tighter tolerances, controlled fabrication. It all means things fit together perfectly the first time. That is a massive, massive leap in both quality and efficiency. So here's a really crucial idea to get. The real game changer here isn't just about building walls inside a factory. It's about designing an entire integrated system where every single piece of the puzzle, from the steel frame to the wall panels, is engineered from day one to fit and perform together perfectly. Okay, so at the heart of many of these advanced systems is a really cool piece of technology. It's a high-performance composite panel that basically does it all. It's the structure, the insulation, and a weather barrier all in one. It's called an MgO SIP. That stands for magnesium oxide structural insulated panel. The easiest way to think about it is like a super panel that does the job of 3 or 4 different traditional layers of a wall. So, how does this all actually click together? Well, the system combines a really strong structural steel frame with those advanced MgO SIP panels for the walls and the roof. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is in the integration. In the factory, everything is cut to exact specifications, and they even pre-cut the channels for all your wiring and plumbing. What that means is when these components show up on site, putting them together is incredibly fast and pretty much foolproof. This all leads to a critical concept in construction, what they call the race to dry-in. Dry-in is that huge milestone when a building is finally enclosed and protected from the weather. With a factory system, the foundation gets poured, the precision-made parts arrive on a truck, and the whole structure can be assembled and made weatherproof in just a tiny fraction of the time it normally takes. This one step, getting to dry-in fast, eliminates a massive amount of project risk. So why does all of this matter? What's the bottom line? This isn't just about building faster for the sake of it. It's about building smarter and way, way stronger. Let's look at the real-world payoff here, for homeowners, for developers, and even for whole communities. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this new way of thinking, especially in a world where we're seeing more and more extreme weather. Of course, strength still matters, but after a disaster, being able to rebuild and provide shelter quickly is just as important. In that sense, speed itself becomes a key part of resilience. And these systems are engineered from the ground up to handle the absolute toughest conditions. They're designed to meet really strict building codes, they can handle hurricane-force winds, and they even align with advanced insurance programs, like Fortified. That's a standard that actually certifies buildings for resilience, which can often get you lower insurance premiums. All this pre-engineering makes getting permits and insurance so much smoother. So if you boil it all down, the benefits are crystal clear. First, you get speed, which means people can move in faster and you get a quicker return on your investment. Second, you get incredible resilience against wind, moisture, and even fire. And third, you get a level of quality that is repeatable and predictable every single time. For anyone who's actually looking to build this way, this chart is basically your checklist. It's not just about the final product, it's the whole package. You should be asking, how fast can it be enclosed? Is the system backed by real testing and engineering? What kind of quality control is happening in the factory? A true systems-based approach has solid, confident answers for every one of these questions. When you boil it all down, the goal is to move away from that fragmented, often chaotic process and toward a single, accountable system. For any project where speed, quality, and resilience are absolutely non-negotiable, this really isn't just another option, it's the future of how we build. And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. As technology totally reshapes every other part of our lives, is the future of our housing something that's built, or is it something that's manufactured? Will our homes one day roll off an assembly line with the same precision and quality as our cars? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.